has been complaining about pastel creams for several months now, I am happy to report neon season has started. Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, I have the newest release from KBShimmer to share with you all today. For summer 2024, KBShimmer is giving us the Mix It Up collection. This release features 6 creams plus 1 glitter topper. The Mix It Up collection launches May 1st on the KBShimmer website. The KBShimmer website only ships to the United States. However, KBShimmer has a lot of international stockist pages that ship all over the world. The products featured in today's video were sent to me by KBShimmer in PR, but this video is not sponsored. So thank you very much, KBShimmer, for sending these over because, oh my god, I'm so tired of pastels. So as always, down in the description box, I will have links to where you can pick these polishes up, links to the KBShimmer social media pages, my social media pages, plus timestamps. Let's just get into this video. Hi, editing Nicole here. I just wanted to mention something for those of you who are new to neon season. Neons are incredibly difficult to photograph color accurately as well as still get the same vibrance that your eyes see in person. Neons are pretty much the bane of any nail content creator's existence, and because these are neons, all of our screens and monitors and whatnots will all show these a little bit differently. My photographs in this video are going to be the most color accurate representation that I could get of these polishes. Alrighty, now let's really get into the video. First up, we have Totally Outrageous, which KBShimmer describes as a neon red orange cream, and this polish also glows under black light. Totally Outrageous had a fantastic formula. As far as the spectrum of creams go, I would say this one leans a little bit towards the crelly side. It is a little bit thinner than I tend to find KBShimmer's creams to be, but I still found application very nice with it. Because this leans a little bit towards the crelly side, I did find that I needed 3 coats to reach full even opacity with it. I will still call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on application and potentially personal preference. This dries down a tiny bit more sheer than it initially applies, which is another reason why I went in for that 3rd coat. I get very picky when it comes to creams and seeing dark spots on my nail, so if I see dark spots after 2 coats, I'm adding a 3rd. My brain can't handle dark spots with creams. I don't know why, but it just cannot do it. This was one of the harder polishes for me to get color accurate. It's definitely reddish orange. I feel like my photos came out just a tiny bit too orange, but my videos came out just a tiny bit too red. I kid you guys not, I spent 30 minutes color correcting and I still don't feel like I got it completely right. In case you're wondering what's going to be on my toes later today, it is this polish. I freaking love it. I just hate having to photograph it. This polish dries down very flat, so you will want top coat for a glossy finish. Nothing will be difficult to remove and I had no issues with staining. And now we have Mix It Up, which KBShimmer describes as the perfect electric pink cream. This is slightly redder and leans more towards watermelon than bubblegum. Mix It Up had a fantastic formula. Again, this one leans a little bit more towards acrylic and it also dries down a little bit more sheer than it initially applies. My full-hand swatches show this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. For the live swatch, I'll only be showing it in 2 coats. The only reason why the live swatch is in 2 coats versus 3 is when I originally recorded 3 coats, I found that you couldn't really tell a difference between 2 coats and 3. I kind of felt like it was extra footage that no one really needed to sit through. In person, I found as the polish dried down after 2 coats, I was starting to get like a little bit of sheerness. Pink is probably my favorite color for neons, and this one was absolutely gorgeous. And I forgot to mention, this polish is also black light reactive. So that is Mix It Up in 3 coats plus a glossy top coat. This one also dries down very flat, so you will want top coat for a glossy finish. I did not personally experience any staining with this one. And now we have Let's Bounce, which KBShimmer describes as a vivid chartreuse, which is a mix between a neon yellow and an electric lime. Also, just a heads up, KBShimmer has some of the best written descriptions for nail polishes that I've ever read in my life. However, I'm trying to condense down 2 paragraphs worth of text into 1 sentence when I describe the colors, so if the color description sounds a little janky, that's just me condensing what they said.
I'm a professional. This is what I do.
Let's Bounce had a pretty good formula. I generally find colors like this tend to be on the thinner side, and that was definitely the case for this polish. Found the best method for application for this polish was minimal brush strokes. Go in for 2 thin coats initially and then float the 3rd coat on. I found I got really nice even coverage that way. I did find that I had a couple of dark spots on my nails, but it didn't set off that I hate dark spots, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this feeling that I get sometimes when I see dark spots. I freaking love this color. The color honestly reminds me a little bit of a tennis ball. My full-hand swatches show Let's Bounce in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. My swatch photos don't show just how bright and neon-y this polish is. I really couldn't get the neon-y brightness brightness to show up in photo without making it look like I ran it through like an AI generated program. Like, it looked terrible. Did not personally experience any staining with this polish. However, in years past, I often found colors like this to be stainer, so you know, wear a base coat. And now we have Roll On By, which KBShimmer describes as a teal cream, the perfect blend of green and blue. Roll On By had a fantastic formula. I would say this is the creamiest polish in the entire release. If you go in for thicker coats, you could potentially get this one opaque in one coat. I'd say this is most similar in formulation to what my other KBShimmer creams are like. However, I probably would guess that's because this one isn't really a true neon. Don't get me wrong, it's bright, but it's not like bright. I definitely agree with KBShimmer that this is a true teal. It doesn't lean either blue or green. However, I did notice that in all of my cameras, it did want to show up just a tiny bit more blue than it was looking to me in person. Took this shot with my phone outside because all of my batteries were somehow dead at the exact same time. That is Roll On By in 2 coats plus glossy top coat, super easy removal, and I had no issues with staining. This next polish is called To The Max, and KBShimmer describes it as a cornflower cream that leans towards periwinkle. To The Max had a fantastic formula. This one also leans just a tiny bit towards being acrylic. I am going to call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on application and personal preference. For my full-hand swatches, I swatched this one in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. I honestly regretted a little bit not adding that 3rd coat. It dries down just a tiny bit more sheer than it initially applies. To be honest, I did not realize it dries down so much more sheer than it initially applies. Only realized that when I was looking over my footage and I could see several dark spots across all 4 of my nails. I had this polish on for a couple of days and I honestly feel like the dark spots, my camera picked up on it a lot better than my eyes were in person, because I feel like if it looked as dark spotty,
that's not a word,
in person to my eyes, I wouldn't have been able to wear it for as long as I did. I am sure somebody is going to ask if this is a dupe for the infamous Sally Hansen Specific Blue. I will have a comparison coming up in a little while. This next polish is called Net Gains, and KBShimmer describes it as a violet-leaning purple cream that dries down slightly darker than it appears in the bottle. Net Gains had a good but slightly thinner formula. This is one of the polishes in this release that I would highly suggest going in for 3 coats. This applies very nicely, however, because it dries down a lot more sheer than it initially applies, in 2 coats you think it's perfectly opaque, and then as it dries down more and more, you will see a little bit of unevenness, which is exactly what happened to me, and you'll see that coming up in my full hand swatches. I generally swatch creams a lot faster than I do other finishes, so this one kind of threw me for a loop. If I had timed this a little bit better, I honestly would have just re-swatched this one. I feel like for my full hand swatches in 2 coats, you can see a lot of unevenness, especially towards the tips of my nails, which is really a shame because I really feel like this is a gorgeous color. I really love how it looks on the nail. Honestly, wasn't completely sold on it based on the color in the bottle. I really like the darker color it dries down to. I just wish I had realized prior to going over my footage that it was looking a little bit patchy and uneven in 2 coats. I did not personally experience any staining with this one, but it honestly kind of looks like a stainer to me, so just make sure to wear your base coat. And now we have Scratch That, which KBShimmer describes as a clear base topper that has a mix of black shreds, dots, mini stars, and hex glitters to create a doodle-like look on the nail. Scratch That had a fantastic formula. Because this is in a clear base, you can use this over pretty much any color that you want. This is not the kind of topper that you can build up to reach full opacity with it, or even passable coverage, honestly. Even in 3 coats, you will always be able to see your visible nail line with this one. Found the glitters all spread out very evenly and easily. This is going to be one of those glitter toppers where you can brush your coats on if you want. I found myself kind of zhuzhing my brush around to get glitters exactly in the spaces that I wanted, but you don't have to do that at all with this. One thing to note though is that these star-shaped glitters do have a tendency to sink to the bottom of the bottle. If you want to get out more stars than I'm showing here, I would recommend holding the bottle upside down before you go in for your coats. When I was doing my full hand swatch of this one, I ran it through my nail polish shaker for 60 seconds and I got out a lot more stars than I was getting for the live swatch. The live swatch, all I did was just shake it up in my hand a little bit and called it a day. Because this is a glitter, it does dry down with some significant texture, especially if you go in for multiple coats. For my full hand swatches, I used 1 coat of the KBShimmer Smooth Move Glitter Smoothing Top Coat before I went in for 1 coat of the KBShimmer Clearly On Top Quick Dry Top Coat, and that smoothed this out very nicely for me. Removal, of course, will be on the difficult side if you choose to scrub this one off. I would not recommend it. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat for the easiest removal. I love the addition addition that these stars give this polish, it makes it a little bit more unique from some of my other black glitter toppers. Because of how the glitters spread out on the nail, if you want the stars to be more obvious, I would recommend kind of zhuzhing them around with your brush a little bit. If you don't kind of push the stars out just a little bit from the other black glitters, they get kind of lost in all of the blackness. I really hope that makes sense. And because these are neons, I also just wanted to show how they look under black light. These do not glow in the dark. These are black light reactive. Alrighty, for some comparisons, I was really hoping that To The Max was going to be a dupe for Sally Hansen's Pacific Blue. Pacific Blue is actually just a little bit darker than To The Max's, so I would not call these dupes, but I would say that they're kind of similar. And here is a comparison of Scratch That compared to some of my black glitter / black shred toppers. Scratch That is definitely unique to my black glitter topper collection at least. And here is just a closer shot of everything all together. I don't have nearly as many creams from KBShimmer as I thought I did, but I did want to compare a couple of the ones that I have. In this shot here, Happy Camper is coming across a lot lighter than it actually is in person, but these two polishes are not dupes at all. Alrighty, so final thoughts. As someone who absolutely loves neon polishes, I was so freaking excited when I got the email from KBShimmer about this release. Like, I always look forward to summer neons. The one time of year where I desperately want and need seasonally appropriate colors is going to be summer, followed very closely by Halloween, but summer is definitely the one for me where I need like bright, in your face, hurts your eyeballs, bright colors. That's what I want for summer. KBShimmer gave that to us. I'm very, very happy about that. I will say, I was a little surprised by the formulation. These were a little bit thinner than I was expecting. They were also a bit more crelly leaning than just straight cream leaning. From my very basic understanding of nail polish pigments is that neon pigments tend to be very sheer. So I wasn't like upset that these were more crelly leaning, but I was still just a little bit surprised by that. I think the only thing that I didn't like about this release is that so many of these were definite 3-coaters. I do still think the polishes themselves are gorgeous, and I don't think there's any rule that a cream has to be a 2-coater, especially a cream that leans kind of in the crelly department. That I'm not mad at all about the 3-coater situation, because like they are bright, they're gorgeous, they're not chalky. Even though I absolutely love neon everything, Scratch That was definitely the star of the show for me. My heart was so happy about having a black glitter shred topper that also has this like black glitters. I love the mix in it. As someone who recently went on a quest of finding her perfect black shred topper, this was a really nice addition to my black topper collection. I do think though that because there's so much black going on in this one that the star glitters kind of get lost a little bit on the nail. Like when you're looking at your hand from like far away, it's harder to tell that there's like little black stars in there. That's definitely something that you're not going to see unless you're like looking at your hand like this. But I'm not mad at it overall because like I love the look of a black shred topper, so like I'm here for this. KBShimmer also sent me this little package with this release. Let me see this. Oh snap, Zach Morris glasses. Hold on. All right. Do I look cool? If you weren't aware, KBShimmer, when they send out their PR packages, always send a lot of like some cute stuff. They also sent over some jelly bracelets. Sassy, don't you dare. Nothing in here is for you. I'm sorry. And we have some 80s inspired stickers. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell if this is even in focus. I can't see. You're joining me for this? Thank you. So the Mix It Up collection goes on sale on May 1st on the KBShimmer website, which again is linked in the description box. Each polish is going to be priced at... Don't you dare lick my makeup, Sassy. Each polish is going to be priced at $12. If you are new to the brand, KBShimmer is a US-based indie brand. Their polishes are in 15 ml bottles. They have a beautiful paddle brush. They are 5-free, cruelty-free, as well as being vegan-friendly. KBShimmer also does a fantastic job at keeping things in stock for quite a while, so no FOMO around here. This release is not limited edition. If you would like to pick this release up at a discount, I do have an affiliate code with beyondpolish.com. This release should be popping up there shortly after the official release date, and that coupon code is written here on the screen. KBShimmer is also sold on Amazon, and I think they're also on Etsy as well. So I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Are you planning on picking up? Let me know. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members, Shenanigans. Just thank you guys so very much for the love and support. Your names, of course, are all on the screen right now. I feel like I look so stupid, but I can't see to tell. So just thank you for... Sassy! What are you doing? So just thank you for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Okay, Sass, I need you for the thumbnail since you want to act the fool. Come here. Ugh. Do you want to go outside with me, Sassy? We'll go play? You ready to go? She's looking at the monitor. Alright, bye!
Big ass when I get high. I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.